Hello everyone, it's the Mongoose, and first of all, thank you guys so much for 100 subscribers. Already, we've hit 100 subscribers. That's absolutely incredible. I did not think that we would hit it so fast, so thank you guys so much for showing me all of the love in the last video that I made. I was really nervous to start making these videos, and you guys just welcomed me to the community with open arms, so thank you so much. It really does mean a lot. And I also want to say thank you for all of your manga recommendations. You left me over 80 manga recommendations, I believe. I thought I was gonna get like 2 or 3 comments. So we have a lot of manga to buy in the future. I actually made an Excel spreadsheet with all of your recommendations, and I promise you guys that I will buy every single one eventually, but we'll get it done. That's a promise. Put your pinkies out. We will buy every single manga on that list. And since our next manga haul is going to be in October, well, this video might be coming out in October as well, but our next manga haul is going to be coming out in about a week or 2. So if you guys can leave me some horror manga recommendations down below, I would really appreciate it. Since this is October and it is Halloween, it's the spooky month, so I want to read some spooky things. So don't be afraid. Leave me some horror mangas down below if you're into that sort of thing, and we'll definitely pick them up. But today we will be doing our monthly manga review, our very first monthly manga review. So welcome, you guys are here from the ground floor. And spoilers, there's not going to be any spoilers in this review. I will not spoil any of these mangas for you. I will do my best, because if you guys decide to pick these up, I want you to enjoy them just as much as I did. So I'm not going to give you any spoilers. I hate when people spoil TV shows or movies or books for me, so I will not do that to you. Promise. And I tried to pick a good variety of manga to read this month, just so it's not like an all shonen manga review or an all isekai manga review. I tried to give a little bit of a variety just in case somebody's into some different genres. Now, since I actually read my first ever mangas this month or this past month, I want to say some things about the experience of reading manga first, just in case anybody's thinking about getting into it, or just in case you want to take a walk down memory lane. Now, my first impressions of reading my first ever manga were holy shit. Like, this is freaking addicting. I literally could not put the manga down. I just wanted to keep reading and reading and reading. I have to limit myself to 1 manga a week so I don't go broke and blow through my entire bank account buying manga, because they're so good. They're so freaking good. I don't know if I chose really good titles to read this month or what, but like, I was completely hooked from the start. And I already have an addictive personality, so I'm a little bit scared. It was so enjoyable. The artwork, the freaking cliffhangers that every volume leaves you on so you want to buy the next volume. It's just like, very good, very enjoyable experience. That is all I will say. I'm hooked. I am absolutely hooked. And now for the first ever manga that I have ever read. Drum roll, please. I don't think we're getting one. Anyways, the Quintessential Quintuplets. That's right, we started out with a harem comedy. I absolutely freaking loved this manga. Probably my favorite manga that I read this month. It's close. It might even be a tie between this one and another one that we'll talk about in a little bit. But Quintessential Quintuplets is basically about Usugi Futaro, who is very academically gifted, and he gets hired to tutor these quintuplets who are not academically gifted in the slightest, like the least academically gifted human beings that I have ever read about. Like 2 + 2 = 25, not academically gifted. So basically the catch is he has to tutor these girls who are not very book smart, and on top of it, these girls do not want to study. Like, they will do literally anything to not study and get good grades. So you can probably see how that makes a really good dynamic between Usugi and the quintuplets. And I gotta say, this manga, for my first manga, was a little bit confusing because I had to pick up like 6 or 7 main characters in a sense and remember all of their names. So at first I was just like, I don't think I'm ever gonna remember all of the quintuplets plus Usugi, but it got easier as it went on, and the story was incredible. The pacing was really good, the character development was really good, especially for the amount of characters in just 1 volume. I'm really excited to see where this goes. And honestly, I had to restrain myself and hold myself back from not reading volumes 2 and 3 of Quintessential Quintuplets. Like, I didn't want this monthly manga review to just be a Quintessential Quintuplets review. Now, this manga was incredible. Like I said, it's one of my top that I've read so far. I've only read a couple, but it's very good. So if you haven't read it, give it a chance. On to the next one. All right, now manga number 2 is going to be Sayonara Football. Now, the first ever sports manga that I read. I picked it up specifically because I I played soccer or football my entire life until I was 18, so I thought I'd be able to connect with this, which I did. And honestly, I connected with this manga on a completely different level than just the sports aspect of this. Now, this manga follows Nozomi Onda, the main character right on the cover, and she is incredible at soccer or football, whatever you guys want to call it, but she's incredibly gifted, and she just starts junior high and finds out that there isn't a girls team to play on, and she tries to put one together and just has no luck. So what she tries to do is play for the boys team, but the coach isn't having it, some of the players aren't having it because she's a girl. And because she's a girl, they say that she's not as strong, she's not as gifted, she's not as talented, so they don't give her a chance, even though she busts her ass 10 times harder than any other player on the team, and she's probably like 10 times better than any other player on the team. With that being said, like, she tries everything in her power to play for the team. She tries a lot of comedic approaches. There's a little bit of drama as well. And quite honestly, like, it's a very inspirational manga. I found out that there's only 2 volumes, and I'm very sad because Nozomi is a great character. She's very inspirational. Her perseverance, she never quits, even when people tell her to quit, even when people say she's definitely 125% not gonna play for this team. She doesn't quit. She keeps going. So now my only criticism of this manga was that it's started a little bit slow, but it got better as it went on. It's also by the creator of Your Lie in April. So if you like that manga, then I'd definitely give Sayonara Football a chance, because I'm assuming that you'll probably like this. If you want a story about perseverance, about tenacity, then give this a shot. It's a great read in my opinion. All right, and the next manga is the one that I'm not sure if this is my favorite or if Quintessential Quintuplets is my favorite so far. And this manga is Zom 100. Absolutely incredible. Just came out in English this year, so it's a little bit newer, and it is so freaking good. Like, if you haven't read this, read it. Just read it. Trust me, read it. It's very, very good. It's very funny, and it's a great take on the zombie genre. Me personally, I haven't like read or watched anything zombie related in a very long time. The whole zombie genre has been completely oversaturated with TVs, movies, books, whatever it may be. It was like zombies non-freaking stop for so long. So I just left. I was just like, I'm not doing any more zombies. There's too much zombie content. But Zom 100 has turned me back around. I want all the zombie content now. This is based on the main character, which is right here, Akira Tendo. Basically, it starts with him in his mid-20s. He's working for his supposed dream job. He's super excited that he got this job. Like, he's ready to start his career. He's ready to go into what he loves. And he finds out that he ends up working for an exploitative corporation. They just take complete advantage of him, working nonstop, has zero social life, zero life at all. And all he does is work, and he's completely miserable until a zombie apocalypse hits, funny enough. And he is overjoyed. So I'm sure you can see the irony in that. He is literally more happy to live in a zombie apocalypse than to go to his job. So imagine how bad that job is. And I resonated with this because I'm sure all around the world and where I'm from, like, I've worked for an exploitative corporation. It absolutely sucked. I got out of there ASAP. I did not want to deal with that. So I resonate with Akira in this story. It's very funny. The pacing is really, really strong. Character development is good as well. They really stick to their theme. And basically what Akira decides in this story is he's gonna make a bucket list of everything that he missed out on while working for this corporation, and he's gonna achieve all of it. So he sets his sights on doing everything that he couldn't do. And it has a great message because it's really just do what makes you happy. You don't wanna have any regrets. I really enjoyed Zom 100 on a lot of levels. I would definitely give this a read. It's very funny, it has a great message. The artwork, I didn't even talk about the artwork. The artwork is my favorite that I have come across so far. I've only read a few mangas, but the artwork's really cool, it's unique. Now my only criticism of Zom 100 is that as good as it started and maintained throughout, the ending didn't really leave me on a cliffhanger, so I was a little bit disappointed, but I'm still gonna read volume 2 100%. Give this a shot. Zom 100, Bucket List of the Dead. Read it. Go read it. All right, and last but not least, we have She Professed Herself Pupil of the Wise Man. Now this manga is interesting. It's definitely interesting. I did some digging on this manga after I finished it just because it was very different from the other mangas that I read this month. What I can say is it's a dense manga. It originated as a web novel, which then got published as a light novel, which then turned into a manga, which is now turning into an anime adaptation. So it has had a very long lifespan. I'm very happy that it's getting an anime adaptation because I'm really excited to see. I think that it has a lot of potential within anime. I think a lot lot of people will enjoy watching this. Basically, this follows the main character, Sakamori Kagami, who loves this specific video game that he's been playing forever. He's like this elite top male sorcerer. He's like an older male sorcerer in the game, but he's one of the best in the game. And one night he decides to change his character before going to bed, but not thinking that when he wakes up, he's gonna actually be that character in the game. And that character is Mira, who is right on the cover here. So he goes from being this elite older male sorcerer to this younger girl in the game, who's still very strong, by the way, but it's a complete 180 from what he's used to. And on top of that, he is living in the game. So you can probably see how that makes for a very interesting situation. Basically, he has to convince all of these people that he was in contact with that he is now the pupil of the person that he was. So he's the pupil of himself in a sense, and he has to try and help these people because a treaty is ending and war is on the horizon. I'm not gonna say anything more, but this manga is very dense. So if you want to read a manga that has a lot of information and a lot of build up, and you want to get into a world that is completely different from the real world, or probably a lot of worlds in anime or manga, then this manga is for you. Like, just looking at these panels, they're pretty dense. Like, there is a lot of dialogue in this manga, and with good reason. Like, the story has a lot to cover. They're in this MMO that, I mean, if you've ever played an MMO, you know that the world is enormous. So they've got a lot to cover in this first volume. It's pretty much a setup volume for what's going to come in the future. And I really think that this anime adaptation can have a very long shelf life because there are pretty much endless possibilities to this story. If you're looking for something that will put you into a world that is just incredibly expansive, you love MMOs, you love video games, then She Professed Herself Pupil of the Wise Man will definitely be for you. I would give it a read. Even the end has a little bonus, like 2-page manga where the author talks about themselves, and it was really endearing, it was really nice, and it makes me want to support this manga even more. So this is the last manga that I read for the month. We're doing a manga haul in about a week or two, so be on the lookout for that. Thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it once again. And leave me some horror manga recommendations down below. I will see you guys for our manga haul in October.